everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm at the Great Ball Contraption layout at Bricks Cascade in Portland, Oregon. We're going to be checking out all these super cool GBC modules, so I've got one of the builders with me if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll take a look at this layout.
Hi Josh, yep, I'm Neil from Vancouver, Canada. So I'm back down here at Bricks Cascade for another exciting year and another round of Great Ball Contraptions.
Yeah.
So it's another banner year for us. Yet again, 2 years in a row, we've taken our loop, we turned up and we ran out of tables and have had to expand. So we see the group here is growing and we're getting more and more people involved, which is great for us. And we got a whole bunch of new stuff that's starting to show up in the loops as well. So we're going to start off with a brand new builder from the Portland area, Michael. So he's had a few builds here. His main build is feeling a little under the weather, but he pivoted and built what is called the improvised lift out of a whole bunch of spare parts he had on hand. So we've been working together with him to get that running nicely today. And that's running into another couple of lifts built by our theme coordinator, Rick Vogt. And those are slowly feeding into what we have on the corner here is a brand new arch by Rick. This is quite some feat of engineering to get an arch lift on here. What I very much appreciate is that Rick has sized it for me, being someone who's 6'5", and I can actually get under it without having to duck. So I very much appreciate the attention to detail there that he has on the arch.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of these bridges, over GBC layouts. This one's very unique though, with the tires and then just all of the engineering with these Technic elements.
Yeah, and it stands out. It's very aesthetically pleasing. The great thing is that I think we're going to see this year after year being decorated every different year with something different for the show. And so that's Rick's challenge over the future, is to get it going and decorated. So as we come down from the arch, we've got a run of modules by myself. The first one, my latest creation, I only finished this Sunday, which is a donkey pump lift. So those who work in the and live in the oil fields of Canada and the US will be very, very used to seeing these things pumping away. So it's just a simple lift that's lifting balls up into the next group. Can we get some balls, right? Let's get a few balls into here so we got something to see. So what we have next is what I call Workshop Wonderland. It's a collection of modules that I've acquired from various workshops and tinkered with them and made them my own. So we start with a Brick World tipper that I've extended the bed on to give it more capacity. Then it's a brick slopes conveyor with an extended bed. This little grey one is Bricks by the Bay. And then this next one, you may have seen this previously. This is the Beyond the Bricks themed Brick World build from 2024, followed by another Brick World build in black and white, or in black and yellow colouring. This runs into my next new build of the year. This is what I call the GBC, or the Garbage Bin Contraption. So we've got a simple chain lift, but it's using these old green garbage bins from city sets, just tipping back and forth. I got this idea from one of the guys in Bricks in the Six in Toronto who had something similar. I took it away and made it my own and developed it. And then that's moving into Nonsense Wars bucket lift that's pumping through. So you'll see there's a lot of sort of octane theming going on, and so we're definitely trying to follow that theme of the octane company. Moving into the next few we've got here, we've got a small sprocket up and over. So this design is looking at making the smallest circular lift that we could get possible. It lifts up and over, and then it feeds into a Brick Fair Virginia workshop module, another nice reliable module. We'll give that a little bit of a twist. My next new one for this year, this is what I call Cannon Fire.
I love this.
This has taken me a bit of time to work out how to get the balls to run down the middle of the cannon. but it's essentially a ball pump feeding up into the cannon barrel and out to the end. But for some reason I'm firing a cannon at one of the friendliest possible themes out there, Fabuland. So we've got the Fabuland wheel that uses the merry-go-round piece as a wheel lift.
And the rooftop slopes there for the base,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, Fabuland just keeps on giving on this one. So I'm a big Fabuland fan, and this one will be expanding over time to bring in more Fabuland pieces. That moves into one of my builds that you may have seen previously, Super Mario Rainbow Road. So we've got Mario Kart running around on the Rainbow Road, picking up balls and dropping them off into the hopper at the top. From there, this is the last of my modules for this show here. We're moving into a series of modules by John Sherman. So we start off with Bob's Buckets. The Bob that we mention here, this is Bob Day, who runs this convention. And so we've got a growing collection of Bob figures. But one of the things is the buckets that you see on here, John was given these by Bob Day. And so it's a homage to the generosity of Bob providing those buckets for John to build something with. So from the buckets, we're dropping into John's Rat Stamper XL. This is another classic module that we've seen at many shows running. So it's a double pick lift that is getting that lift into the next module. So running into that is this blue and white build, which is Armed and Dangerous. So it's I call it a hockey stick style lift. So the lift arms are picking up and flipping into the next lift as we go up. And then dropping down into another one of these lifting builds. This is Thingy 3, is its official name. And by the fact that it's number 3, John has had many iterations of this particular design to get to this point here. And that is feeding into our ball counter. So right now, you can probably see from the count, we're running at 12,377-ish balls that we've done today and the friends and family last night. So we're expecting to hit the 30,000 mark this weekend, probably late in the day on Sunday. Moving into this brightly colored green module. This is the macaroni stairs. Again, another beautifully designed module, very clean lines to it that a lot of people like. And that exits into a little bit of an Akiyuki, what do you call it? The Akiyuki sort of drop into John's up and over module. So again, another up and over, chain lift and drop. And then the drop side, you'll hear the clink. That's a whole bunch of pieces in there to try and control the speed and get things down in a good manner. Right, the next bunch of modules is by Stuart Newman. Stuart, do you want to talk about these?
Sure, I can talk about
So this is Stuart. Yeah, Stuart.
Hi, I'm Stuart Newman. I'm from here in Portland. This is my Star Wars TIE Bomber Hangar GBC. I've been doing GBC for several years. Always wanted to do something Star Wars themed. And so built essentially 2 different conveyors that lift the balls and send them through. This one has a recirculate function because we've taken it to some other shows and it can stand alone and just recirculate the balls, but then it can also send them through and be part of a standard GBC layout. The next thing is the tall conveyor tower. We put a bird on top because this is Portland, so you put a bird on it. And then it has a zigzag ramp return that sends the balls all the way back down, makes quite a lovely little sound. Then one of the other builders here, Katie Rex, she built the next 2 modules. They're pretty simple workshop modules, but they're workhorses, and they've been working really, really well. And then we just have a series of modules from various sources. 2 Hecken lifts, a small drum, a worm mill, and then 2 of what they call the saw blades, which lift them up with those fin Technic pieces. Thanks.
Awesome work. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Stuart. Okay, so yes, after the saw blades, we get into a number of crowd pleasers. So the Fortnite fans here are definitely going to be spotting the llama. You can see it from quite a way away. And so this is a Brickwell ball pump. The builder, as you noticed, who was building the original model, noticed that there's a very defined 2x2 tube running up the neck, and immediately thought, if I got a 2x2 tube, I can pump balls up that gap, and lo and behold, we have a vomiting llama. So we've called it the Drama Llama Ding Dong. So into a simple stepper module, but that stepper module is feeding into one of the other crowd pleasers that we have here today. This is Arcturus's bulldozer pit. So we got a lot of people coming up and helping clear the balls and push them through on the dozer pit.
Yeah.
Okay, when they eventually get them cleared, the dozer pit feeds out to a drum module that works as a lift. And then we get into a variety of little bits and pieces. One of the old school Brickwell tipper modules. A quick chain lift that's feeling a little tired suddenly. Into another one. And then the last of my modules here today, you'll have seen this one before, the carrot patch. It's another workhorse module that I like to bring out, and it's good for filling gaps when we've had problems, because I know it's got some reliability. The next couple of builds that we've got are from some relatively new guys here. So we've got Brian and his sons Spencer and Nathan. So we've got Nathan right here standing next to it very proudly. And so he's built these, and it's good to get the young guys into building GBCs. These are it's our retirement plan to get the youngsters in and keep going. So he's got a couple of these and is learning more and more about GBC builds as his time here goes on. That moves into a couple of modules from Jeff Strong. We just got a little panic. These guys can deal with it. So this is Crackin' Attackin'. So this was Jeff's very first module here 3-4 years ago now, and Jeff has evolved it, and it now runs nice and smooth. Like many GBC builders, he started off with a bunch of small problems to work through, but he's ironed all of those out, and it's always nice to bring the Crackin' Attackin' out to a show. So his newest build here is Slidey Lifty. So this is using a whole bunch of the Lego slide pieces that many people will have seen on the pick-a-brick wall, and you get them in a lot of Friends sets, to make an Archimedes screw lift. And then from the top they're dumping into a looped slide that comes back down and gets out to the end of the module. So very nice motion, visually pleasing. It's great to see these kind of different modules here. So we got another set of modules by a new builder here, local to Portland, Gene Wellborn. So he's running 3 modules here on shared power. So we've got a Solaire type circular lift module, and that's feeding down into a small stepper module to get through the end of his system. This is very modular, so it's all on 32 by 32 plates, and he can just keep adding the 32 plates onto the end to expand it as he wants with different module types. All right, the next set of builds here. This is Kevin Mitchum's Adequate Ball Contraption. So we'll see the first one is marked the inadequate, and we'll see the opposite, the out adequate, at the other end of his build. So Kevin's a long-time builder from the Pacific Northwest. He's got a lot of different varieties. Kevin, I find, is the inspiration for a lot of the things I build. He's the ideas guy, comes up with it, and I'm the guy who goes away and builds it. So we work really well together in the shows that we do. So it's got a variety here. Obviously we've got some wheel lifts, we've got some conveyor lifts and steppers. And then Kevin's layout is actually running down through the middle of this train layout. So he's got a bunch of modules through the middle, and then he's got a train system running around the outside, which picks up and drops off as it goes through the load station on the outside there. So yeah, more multiple wheel modules for lifting into some sweepers. One of the modules I always like, the water effect with the short steps. That I find those are very appealing. It's nice to see those in a lift. We got a ball pump here feeding into another chain lift, and then we get into a side lift. So a different mechanism here using the side lift. And from the side lift, we're feeding into a series of pusher modules. The first one is Kevin's design from probably about 10 years or so ago. And then the one after that is where I took his design and evolved it for Brick Slopes last year as their workshop module, learning a lot of the pieces from Kevin where he'd originally had problems. And so, as I say, we work well together, exchanging ideas and innovating and evolving them as we go. So this final module in yellow here with the banana. These are a simple chain lift. One of the key things about it is it actually has different speeds built in. So it's running in slow mode. It has a neutral where it's off, and then we put it into fast, and it doubles up the speed. So it's great for us to put a little bit of speed control in, especially when we're dealing with downstream issues. So as you can see, it finishes with the out adequate brick to denote the end of his run. And this is also where we have our input run for the public. We will readily admit that we're losing balls over the edge of the table. So what better than to have the public grab them and have a way for them to come in. And right here, we got somebody adding a ball in, and it just will roll down and enter the module at the very end.
The most reliable module right there.
Yes, it is. So it's great that we've got a bit of public interaction over here as well as the bulldozer pit. So all in all, it's a pretty good loop. We've got about 60 modules. I think we counted 88 feet of linear module, 15 different builders from 2 countries, and overall it's about a 10-minute loop time, give or take how long a ball gets stuck in the ball counter, because if you get into that 1,000 marker, you're there for about 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, it's great to be here as ever at Bricks Cascade.
It's always fantastic to see the GBC layout, and like you mentioned, there are always new builders, young and old, coming in and getting involved. So if this is your first time watching a Great Ball Contraption video, these layouts happen at almost every convention throughout the United States and Canada and throughout the world. There's so many of these that you can get involved in. So if this looks fun for you, I definitely encourage viewers to get involved.
Oh, absolutely. If you're really interested in this kind of thing, come to a show, talk to the people building. Most of us know the best places to start, the kind of modules to start with, who to talk to, the sort of resources on the internet that you can get access to, and we're always happy to share and provide guidance. And so we would encourage more and more people to come and build.
Thank you so much for taking us around the loop today, and thanks for all the work you and all the other builders have done here.
Thank you very much, Josh, and thanks for being here.